is just unbelievable. Congratulations to Howie Kendrick. My next shiner is Christian McCaffrey. My goodness, this man is just on a tear right now. He's my MVP candidate. He's my MVP winner if the season ended today. He's on my fantasy team. He had another 50-point spot on my team. 19 rushes, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 receptions, and a touchdown for 61 yards. Carolina's rolling right now. Christian McCaffrey is playing at another level right now. He is changing the way running backs are playing. I mean, he is getting 30 touches a game, and it's not even just on the ground. It's 20 running, it's 10 catching. He might, like we talk about how vital certain guys are to offenses, right? Like we talk about Ezekiel Elliott, right? And the Dallas Cowboys, and how without Zeke, the Cowboys aren't the same because there's not a lot of running backs that are valuable or essential enough to winning than for the Dallas Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott. You don't understand what I'm saying? It's like Ezekiel Elliott, if he's not there, there's such a huge difference. Not in the sense of just wins and losses, just your game plan, right? Like the game plan for Dallas is get up in games and we're going to feed Zeke and he's going to carry us to a win. I've never seen the workload a guy like Christian McCaffrey has gotten. I mean, it's unbelievable. He literally is carrying this team to victory. The defense is playing pretty well, but Christian McCaffrey is playing at another level right now. He's in another stratosphere than these other guys in the league. I mean, I'm a Dalvin Cook guy. I love Dalvin Cook. I think he's been tremendous this season. But right now, Christian McCaffrey, he's blowing him away. I mean, let's be honest. I know the rushing yards are close, but if there was like a WAR wins above replacement in the NFL, I mean, Christian McCaffrey has to be up on this list, and I think there'd be a significant drop-off to number 2. So congratulations to Christian McCaffrey and Howie Kendrick. You guys are my shiners of the week. And Richard Sherman, wow, you're my whiner of the week. Stop complaining. Don't lie, especially with the technology. You can't lie anymore. Let's be honest. You cannot lie anymore. With the technology that they have, there's cameras everywhere. And you're going to try to lie that Baker Mayfield didn't shake your hand? What's the quote Abraham Lincoln said? No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Richard, come on, buddy. There's cameras everywhere. It's 2019. You think that someone didn't have their camera out when Baker Mayfield and you were going to flip the coin and talk about who was going to receive and kick? I mean, come on. You cannot lie about that. And he dabbed him up. I mean, it's not even like Richard Sherman put out his hand and Baker kind of looked at it for a second and then dabbed him up. I mean, it was so natural. You wouldn't have thought anything of it. If Richard Sherman didn't say anything, you would have never even questioned it. So I think that's funny. He's my whiner of the week. So congratulations to Richard Sherman and Christian McCaffrey and Howie Kendrick. All right, Hicks Picks. That's up next. Stay tuned. I'm coming off a 3-0 week. Don't leave. I'm giving you my 3 locks of the weekend. Here we go now. It is Hicks Picks, and I'm just looking at the records here. 2 weeks ago, we had Mikey, who was on fire, going 2-1, 2-1. It's like he had a glitch in his system. 2-1, 2-1. He had a pretty decent lead over me, and, he started to chirp me a little bit. He got on started texting me, hey, I'm about to take over your show, blah, blah, blah. Since that, Mikey has gone a combined 1-5. over the last 2 weeks. He has not been good. Coming down to this week, 0-3. I go 3-0, just like that. Hick is an overall 6-9. I'm 8-7. This is a guy in myself that I couldn't pick one right if you told me who won. I am 8-7. Hick is 6-9. Michael, how you doing out there?
I'm doing good, Steve. A little stressed with football right now, but so it is getting to me. But we're staying afloat.
That's good to hear. And let's get into it here. It is week 6 here on the Strom Sports Show, and we're going to make our week 6 picks. Here we go. Let's not waste any more time. Let's start with the Tank Bowl. The Washington Redskins at 0-4 face the Miami Dolphins, who are also 0-4. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins tonight, plus 3.5. Now, let me give you my reason why. Number 1, the Dolphins have never lost to the Washington Redskins at home. Number 2, Washington just fired their coach Jay Gruden. Number 3, if you look at the quarterbacks the Dolphins face this year, maybe you got to cut them some slack. Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, Phillip Rivers, and the Redskins are going to throw out Case Keenum, who I love, but we know what Case Keenum is. Give me the Dolphins plus 3.5 at home against Washington. I think they get their first win of the year. Lord help whoever goes to this game. They should be paid to attend this game. But give me the Miami Dolphins plus 3.5.
Yeah, my first pick, there's, 14 games that I'm able to choose from that I only have to pick 3, so I should probably just leave this pick alone. I'm going to go with the Bengals plus 1 versus the Ravens. Here's the story you heard before. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens play a really bad division opponent, really closer than they should. It's a story of the time. They're good against bad teams. The Bengals are a bad team, but when you put the bad team from the division, somehow this team can't blow the other teams out. They were super non-effective versus the Steelers this week. So I'm going to go plus 11. I debated for a while taking Ravens minus 11, so I do think the Ravens win this game. But they're notoriously a team that just plays the division foes really, really tighter than they should.
Yep. 100%. That's 100% correct. It's a good call by you, and I agree with that. Always seems like Baltimore completely plays down to the competition when it comes to these types of games, so I like that call. Hick takes the Ravens, or he takes Cincy plus 11. Okay, next one for you. Look, LA's got to figure it out sooner or later. The LA Rams meeting. They had just an absolute heartbreaker in Seattle. I bet on him. Greg Zuerlein, 44-yard field goal, makes that in his sleep, but he misses it in Seattle. The Rams have lost 2 in a row now. They're going home, and they're playing the most fraudulent team in the NFL, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. I do not believe in this team. You can give me all the records you want. You can tell me they're undefeated. I don't think that they're that upper echelon in teams. I think the LA Rams find their groove at home. -3. This is a really low spread. It's the only reason why it's this low is because of the record of the San Francisco 49ers. They haven't beaten anyone. The Browns are so up and down. I don't know what to expect from them. Give me the Rams -3. They're going to find their stride. The defense is going to get back to what they did the first couple weeks of the season, and I think Jared Goff and Todd Gurley have big days. Give me the Rams -3.
Yeah, speaking of teams that kind of got to sort it out and get better, we're going to Cleveland with the Browns. This is a super young and talented team, but with that comes growing pains. And we've seen that. Their wins are going to look good. Their losses are going to look terrible. And they kind of give me a vibe. They're like the long-lost twin brother of the Lions that kind of shared the failures with the franchise. So I understand them, but they give me the vibe of a team that's going to finish 9-7, wild card, go to the playoffs. And with that comes not being able to beat the teams that you should. And they'll get their fair share with the Dolphins and the Bengals, and they'll beat up on those guys, and they'll make it. But they're playing the Seahawks, reinvented Seahawks, out with Baldwin, in with Lockett, in with Carson, around Russell Wilson. They've rebuilt the defense from Ansa, Clowney, and I really like what they've done. I'm going to take the Seahawks -1.5 in the dog pound. I think if the Browns are not ready, logically you think they show up after a week after getting embarrassed on TV, but they're not that kind of team yet that can, shut up the haters. So Seahawks smash.
Mikey's rocking with Pete Carroll -1.5. I like that pick as well. He's off to a good start in my eyes. All right, last one. I give it to you. And I told you last week they're going to win their first game of the year. Not only did I pick them in the Hicks picks, I also bet on them, and I won a pretty nice parlay. And that is the Arizona Cardinals. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Kyler Murray is a budding star. Cliff Kingsbury is one of the great offensive minds in this league. And I know it doesn't always equal wins, but when you're playing Cincinnati and they're awful, it did. And they're going to come home and they're going to play another awful team in Atlanta who gives up points like it's the Big 12. I mean, they gave up 50-something points to Houston. And Houston, as much as you love Deshaun Watson, that's a team that only put up, 10 points against Carolina the week before that. I love Arizona in this spot. Anytime I can get points when you are the home team, give it to me all the way, baby. Cardinals +2.5 versus Atlanta. I think they win this game straight up. Dan Quinn can't coach a defense to save his life. I think he's on a major hot seat right now. Give me Arizona and my boy Cliff and Kyler. Double K. Give me them +2.5.
Final one, 3 words, Monday night football, Lions, Packers in Lambeau. You know, every game for the rest of the season for the Lions is going to be one of the biggest games in Lions history. That is what it is. But this is our opportunity, right? It's Monday Night Football. We got to show the entire country that, yeah, what you saw versus Kansas City wasn't a fluke. What you saw versus Chargers, Eagles, not a fluke. Our guys are on 2 weeks of rest. Lord knows we needed that rest. Super banged up heading into the bye. And really, I think our boys are going to be ready to go out there and just fight in Lambeau. Now, it could be in a losing effort, but I'm going to pick the Lions +5. Listen, what kind of fan am I if I can't support my boys, you know, and put my money on the stake with them? You know, I leave it out on the field every single week as well. And so I'm right behind my boy, Matty Ice. I'm not going to done rental. I mean, that is what it is. You got to get it done. Prove everyone that Detroit football is set.
Wow. Mikey, if you heard the House of Highlights speech with the little kid, that was Mikey at St. Ben's. I'm telling you that. He just fired me up as he took the Lions +5. And it actually hasn't hurt him so far this year. All right, here we go. In review, once again, I'm going to gloat this. Coming off a 3-0 week, I'm now 8-7. I picked the Miami Dolphins +3.5. I took the LA Rams -3. And the Cardinals +2.5. Mikey, coming off an 0-3 week, 6-9 overall, is taking Cincy +11. Pete Carroll and the Hawks -1.5. And his beloved Detroit Lions, one pride, +5. Mikey, you have a great week, and good luck, my friend. That just about does it here on the Strom Sports Show, episode 68. Big thanks to Brandon Morton, Michael Russo for coming on today, Matt Augusta, and Jim Suhan, my boss. Thanks, everyone, for listening. As always, I'm on Twitter at SSTROM32. I've got some clips that I post throughout the week. I've got my Strom Saturday selections on YouTube, so make sure to check that out. Also, we've got some great shows on TalkNorth.com, Michael Russo Show, John Krasinski Show, Roy Smalley Show, so make sure to check all of that out. Big thanks to everyone that's listening once again. Everyone have a great week, and I'll talk to you next Sunday. Be good, everybody.